Hey guys, this is Tiffany with the Nerdettes, and oh my goodness, this newest episode of RWBY, whoo, it's getting intense. So this is Volume 5, Chapter 8, and it's called Alone Together. And basically it opens with Yang, Ruby, and Weiss just drinking coffee and, just looking out and, back at Mistral and just kind of taking, it's almost like they need to kind of evaluate in their mind everything that they've been told and where they were to where they've come, and just kind of like that, that moment when you just have to kind of be quiet and like let everything kind of, you know sift a little bit through your brain. That's what they're doing. So um they talk about how they're all together, how they never thought they'd see, some of them never thought they'd see each other again. And if they did, they weren't sure what kind of state of mind they'd be in. And through this kind of discussion, Weiss mentions how she wishes Blake was with them. And Yang gets very upset, very mad. Yang is quick to admit she doesn't want Blake back with them. She's still mad at her for leaving. She doesn't really understand, and more than anything, she's frustrated that if there were any problems that she didn't feel comfortable to come to her or come to any of them, or all of them for that matter, to talk about, like, the fact that she needs help. And she just is frustrated at her and just mad. So we go to Blake where she's at right now. She seems very down just about everything that's happened with the Faunus, just everything that's occurred, this war that's coming, everything that happened with Adam. And she gets a note on the side of her like porch on the rail from Illya, and it's basically asking her to meet in a quiet spot. And it says, things have gone too far. I need to talk to you, basically. And she almost makes it seem like, she's in over her head and she's ready to talk to Blake about it. So Blake decides she's going to go see her and talk to her. So we go back to Yang. She's gone to her room and she's just kind of, you can tell she's really sad and mad and upset. And Weiss comes to talk to her. She's like, they basically shared their life stories. Like, Yang talks about how her mom left her when she was a little girl, and how Ruby's mom left her, and just how how she had to become like that older sister and kind of like take control of the situation and, grow up way too fast. And be there for Ruby and be that protector, and kind of like she had to, she had to become an adult way too quickly. And she still, like, she feels like, she was abandoned then, that she was left already. She's gotten accustomed to people leaving her, and now she has what happened with Blake. And like the way she talks about it is, she's like, why she wouldn't understand being alone because, you've got such a big family. You've got these concerts to go to. You have these, big events to attend because basically your family is rich. So it's like this kind of preconceived notion that Weiss has it so good in many ways. Whereas, like, even as I'm sure as we all know, like, it doesn't matter how many people you're around, you can still feel alone. I mean, that's very, very true for anyone. So Weiss talks about her life and how, her dad and her mom, like, used to be there for her concerts and, would share the same box and whatnot to watch her perform or whatnot. And then just things shifted, and like, he started drinking more, or she started drinking more. They started sharing separate, or no, excuse me, they started, watching concerts in separate balconies. Then they stopped watching altogether. A glass of wine became a bottle of wine per sitting. And just, you know, she felt abandoned herself by her family. Like, she was inconsequential. And especially now, like, she hasn't really said this to Yang, but especially now that her dad's basically propelling her brother to be, like, that next person in charge. Not her. She's not good enough for him, in a way. He wants her brother to do it. So, to carry on their family, legacy. So, anyways, Weiss essentially says, she's there for Yang, and that, obviously you get that feeling that this camaraderie is there, that they're together. Ruby comes in, obviously can feel the room and feel that, there's a little bit more peace now that they've kind of, like, gotten that out of their system, because Weiss brings up a very good point. Like, we don't know what's going on with Blake's life. They don't. So she can kind of see it. She's very perceptive. She can kind of see it from that outside perspective, and have that self-awareness to say, you know what, Blake was trying to protect us, and the minute she opened up, the thing that she feared the most happened, this war, and now she's in a place where she can't protect her friends as much as she wants to. Hell, she's having a heck of a time protecting her family, for that matter. So, plus her people. So, I mean, Weiss kind of, like, is able to speak to Yang from that kind of perspective and say, we don't really know what she's going through. And Yang just breaks, and she's like, she gets it. She knows in her heart that that's what's happening, but at the same time, she acknowledges that it frustrates her because she wants to be there for her. She's like, basically, as friends, we want to be there for each other. Even when they don't necessarily want you to be, but maybe kind of need you to be, but are too stubborn to admit it. Like, you kind of have that intuition of when that's happening. And I feel like Yang has that intuition that she needs help, but she's not necessarily willing to ask for it. So, anyways, Blake, goes to talk to Illya, and unfortunately she's, like, attacked and hit and captured. Like, she's bound up in, like, this web of sorts, and like a spider web. And Illya basically talks to her, like, Blake thinks she's gonna kill her, and she's talking about, how there's innocent people, that she doesn't understand why Illya is targeting these innocent people with the White Fang. And Illya, like, finally comes out and says, there are no innocents. There's only me and only you and our way of thinking, and I'm doing what's best for the greater good. That's all I care about. She says that, like, fear snaps people, into action, and, like, not camaraderie, not, speaking to people peacefully, but fear, that you have to use fear to, and pain and anguish and war to snap people into action, which is sad, to have that kind of mindset. But basically she lets Blake know that she's not going to kill her, she's going to kill her family, or they are going to kill her family and kill the Belladonnas, and that they're sending Blake to Mistral to Adam. So, she admits that she's going to kill the Belladonnas. And then, mind blow, here we go, you guys. So they have been friends since they were, like, childhood girls. They were, like, comrades. They were so close when they were growing up. There's more to it. Illya admits that she has been jealous of the way, like, when Blake was in the White Fang, she gave so much of her devotion and attention and just, like, kind of, like, her obvious, like, her love or whatever you want to call that to Adam. And Illya admits she always wanted Blake to look at her that way. So obviously, like, she cares about her more than a friend. She's always wanted her to, like love her that way. So big reveal here, that she loves her. She's loved her as more than a friend, and she, I guess, feels like she got her heart broken. I'm sure Blake had no idea, but there you go. So Illya takes off, like they're about to take Blake to go see Adam and Mistral. Sun shows up. Apparently, he's been kind of lurking this whole time. Blake has obviously told him the game plan of where she's gonna meet, and he's been listening in on this conversation. So Sun pops in. He helps Blake. She's, he gets her out of this web, and they kind of knock all the captors out, and her and Sun are trying to run to where her parents are, because obviously now that they know the plan, they're trying to warn them. And Blake tries to call her mom. There's no answer, and it goes to where her parents are, and you see them, like the guards for her family, like have the couch propped up, and they're like, the guard has her mom behind the couch, and he's trying to like shoot at these people that are attacking, and like she's trying to duck and cover. He gets shot. Like, she tries to shoot and take over. Like, she is fierce herself. Like, she is very protective. And it goes to Blake's father. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, you guys. Like, he is fighting off a bunch of like these goons that are trying to attack him. And finally, the two like robed faunists that we have seen are there, and they're like, basically, yeah, this is going like we want. We're gonna take him down finally. And he just like whips his coat off, like his claws extend, and he just kind of puffs out and gets ferocious, and like just has like this deep like bear growl. And oh my gosh, whoo, like this wolf bear, like just primal rage, like you're all going to get taken out, because they shoot his main guard that's guarding him, like, and he gets shot in his arms, and it just sets him off where he is just ready to claw their eyes out essentially, and rip the heart out of their body almost. Like, he just, whew, kind of scary. We haven't really seen him in action. We've seen him give these great speeches. We've seen him be that loving, doting father, but we have never seen anything like this. So we're about to see, how he does in battle. So we'll see what happens here. I really don't want them to be hurt. Like, I love the Belladonnas. Love her dad. He is just he may be a bear, but he is a big teddy bear at heart. But he will protect his own, like to like there's no extent on. I mean, and that goes, I'm sure, for anybody with kids, or their spouse, their significant other, the people that they care about. They will fight and protect them, and he is just ferocious and fierce whenever it comes to the people he cares about. So, man, I have deep respect for them, and I really hope, I'm hoping so much that they do not get hurt, that they don't get killed. Please don't let that happen. I can't imagine what that would do to Blake. I cannot, and I don't want her to go down that dark path. This has already gotten darker, so it's inevitable that something's going to happen. We've already had Penny and Pyrrha die. I'm sure there's bound to be many more. And I don't know, like, I'm not looking forward to it, so we'll see. But yeah, that's how the episode ends, is her dad just, ready for war. So what an episode. Alone Together just really speaks to how the girls, like all of them, even though Blake's away, all of them in some way are alone together. But Blake had Sun, even though she didn't want them with her. Sun was that kind of persistent pest that stayed with her, because he felt the same thing that Weiss is talking to Yang about. That, Blake needs help, even though she's not willing at all to ask or acknowledge that she does need it. So he realizes it. So, you know, I'm glad for that. Really love this episode. They really need to tie up some loose ends before we get too close to the end of this. So I'm hoping we get there. But anyways, that's my kind of talking over this episode alone together. We are doing a big giveaway right now. So we are giving away Call of Duty World War II, and we're giving away Star Wars Battlefront 2 on any platform of your choice that is available. So if you want to win, check out that video on how you can win a free game. Also, this giveaway is lasting 2 weeks. The next one will last 1 week because I want to get all these gifts out before Christmas. The next giveaway is a rare console. It is a rare console that you can win. So that will be our last giveaway before Christmas. And that announcement will come out just in time for me to be able to deliver it to you where you have it before Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So check out those videos. Check out that giveaway video to learn how to enter. Basically, the big thing is to subscribe. And then the video gives you all the details of what to do to submit your entry to win either game. So good luck. Hope you enter, and definitely subscribe. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/thenerdettes, and we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Bye guys.